Holy cow! Mississippi John Hurt, Candyman. Mike's music method. Come on in, guys. Today we are learning one of my favorite tunes, Mississippi John Hurt's Candyman. This is, I don't know if it's the first John Hurt song I heard, first or second. Lonesome Valley might have been first, but this one stuck with me. The guitar picking is so awesome. It stands out. He's jumping up. He's all over the neck. The rhythm's super goofy. It is such an excellent song. So I will say, if you are a beginner, do not start with this video. Go to the Travis Picking playlist. There's a bunch of other songs, even other John Hurt songs you could learn before this one. This one is very hard. But for all you aspiring guitarists who want to learn a classic John Hurt song, this one is for you. It's amazing. Remember, down below, the timestamps are your best friend. Learn a section, then jump to the end where I do a slow run-through of each section. So maybe you'll want to learn the first section, take a break, do some slow run-throughs at the end, come back to the second section, and piece your way through this because it is long and it's pretty tedious. There are a lot of hard measures, but we're going to take it very slow and stay encouraged. You're going to learn this great song. It's so much fun. You're all over the place. It's super goofy. And let's do it. I will also say, if you haven't heard this song before, John Hurt, the lyrics are ridiculous. If you haven't looked them up, Hurt, you perverted old man. Pull it together, John Hurt, all right? But let's do it. John Hurt's Candyman. I'm so happy to be bringing it to you. There's not many great John Hurt tabs on the internet, and this one especially is very goofy. I was like painstaking with this recording. There are even some open notes that don't sound right, but I think he was just lifting up to get to the chord and using them for a percussive effect. But I really dove in, and I love this song, so I wanted to bring like the most accurate tab I could possibly bring you guys. So let's do it. John Hurt's Candyman. Here we go. Measure 1. Just open on the E string. Measure 2. It's a pickup, but we're going to call it 1. Here's measure 2. So we've got an A chord, and my thumb's just bouncing between 5 and 4. And on this A chord, we're going to turn it into a sus4. I tend to use my ring finger. I don't know why. Unless I'm really sitting properly, then I'll use my middle. But when I'm standing with the guitar, so don't be thrown off, feel free to use your middle when we do this hammer on here. So we got thumb alone on 5, then we're doing a heavy thumb on 4 and 3. Thumb alone on 5. Then I'm using you can use your middle or your pointer. Actually use your middle to hit the second string. So 5, heavy on 4 and 3, 5, and then we hit that second string. And when we hit that second string, we're going to hammer onto the 3rd fret. But the moment I hammer onto that 3rd fret, I'm also hitting my thumb on the 4th string. And then immediately my pointer finger is hitting the 3rd. So that ending is 5, 2 with the middle finger, hammer, and at the same time hit the thumb on the 4th string, and then pointer finger hits the 3rd string. That's the second half of the measure. One more time. And then all together. Measure 2, same kind of idea. We're pinching 5 and 2. We got that hammer right at the beginning. Then my thumb does 4. Then right back to the 2nd string, but I lift the hammer to get the 2nd fret. Thumbs on 4 again, and then thumbs on 6. So maybe we should do that thumb pattern alone. It's 5, 4, 4, 6. And then with the parts again, we got the pinch with the hammer. Measure 4 is the same as measure 2. And then measure 5 is very similar to measure 3. Got that same idea, pinching 5 and 2 with the hammer on. Thumb on 4, then middle finger goes back to 2, but you lift it, so it's also the 2nd fret on that B string. Thumb again on 4, so that's all the same. But then we have this cool little walk. He's hitting the 4th fret on the A string, the 5th string, and then immediately the index fingers open on the 4th string. And I know it sounds kind of dissonant, but when you're playing it up to speed with a little bit of palm mute, it sounds really cool. So one more time, 3, 4. let's put all those together really quick from the top. 2, 3, 4. One more little note, if you look at measure 2, and this happens many times, instead of doing the heavy thumb, feel free to pinch your thumb and pointer as well if that's easier. So you can do this with the heavy thumb, or you can pinch them. Measure 6, things get a little bit fun here. I'll just finish it. So cool. Alright, so we've got this, it's kind of like a G chord with a B in the bass. So I've got my pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. Then I'm doing my ring finger, but again, feel free to do your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. So I got thumb alone on 5. Then I'm pinching 4 and 2 with thumb and pointer. So now my pointer's on that, on the 2nd string. We've got thumb on 5, then my middle finger goes to the 1st string, and then thumb on 4, and then my pointer's on the 2nd. So it's all apart, thumb, middle, thumb, pointer for the ending of that measure. From the top, it's thumb, pinch. One more time. And don't forget there's different degrees of palm muting during all this, so for now, let's not worry about it too much. Just try to get it really clean, make sure you have it. And then we've got measure 7. Same kind of chord, but we're putting our pinky down on the 4th fret of the high E string. And I'm going to use thumb and middle to pinch the 5 and 1. And my pointer immediately hits the 2nd string there. Then I lift the pinky up, and I pinch 4 and 1, and they're both open. Pinch 5 and 2, 2nd string, lift the pinky, 4 and 1. Then I put the pinky back down, play that note alone on the E string. So that's the beginning of the measure. Then we continue 5, open on the 1st string, thumb on the 4th, and then I'm going to play my index finger here on the 1st fret, but I'm putting down an entire A bar chord here, because we're going to slide that 1 into an A chord. Measure real slow. 3, 4. One more time. And this is what I'm doing here because it's up to speed. And make note of this. We have those two. Then on the next 2 notes, I'm alternating. I'm doing I and then M. So I got the pinch with the I for both the opens. And then I'm using... Sorry, I guess that's my middle finger on both the opens. And then I do my index to hit the 1st string again. There's no reason you couldn't use the middle finger twice in a row, but when I'm doing fast, I like to alternate between I and M. So I'll show you how I do it here. So that's my index finger when I put that pinky down. And you'll notice we go right into measure 8, so you hit that 1st fret. Let me back up here. And you can do a heavy thumb or just slide it and hit the thumb on the A string. Really tricky measure. Consider if you're going to alternate or not. It's probably easier not to, but I swear if you're going to want to play Doc Watson and faster John Hurt stuff, I'd get in the habit of alternating. Measure 8 is another doozy. So we slide in 1 to 2, and I hit my thumb at the same time as I slide. Then right back to the 3rd string with my pointer finger. Then I'm going to pinch 4 and 1 with my thumb and middle. Now this is where it's weird. You could do your ring finger here if you want to get your ring finger strong. And the reason I'd maybe recommend that, at least I'm giving it you as an option, is because right after you do that pinch, 4 and 1, we're going to then have to play the 3rd string. You can still do it with your middle finger, but just remember not to miss. Usually if you do this, your pointer finger is going to want to play the 2nd string, but it actually goes to the 3rd next. So something to keep in mind. It doesn't matter exactly how you do it, but you decide and be conscious of being consistent with it. So you got that slide. Back to the 3rd string. Pinching 4 and 1. Back to the 3rd string. then pinch 5 and 1, but you lift the pinky because it's the 2nd fret on the 1st string, and then immediately put the pinky back down. So we'll try that again. Slide. And same thing there, I'm pinching thumb and middle, and then I'm actually hitting my index when I play that E string twice in a row. So the top notes just look like that. Middle, index, but it has a pinch at the beginning. It takes a lot of getting used to if that's a new concept to you. And then we go to the 4th string with the thumb alone, and then the pointer does the 3rd string. So that whole measure. Cool. Measure 9 is very similar. Let's just go straight to it. Pinching 5 and 1, and then immediately to the 3rd string. So again, you decide if you're pinching with your middle or your ring for that first hit. So the 3rd string, thumbs on 4, and then we do a cool little walk down. 4th fret, 3rd fret on the A string. And then we go back to a similar pattern. Measure 10 here is exactly the same as 6 was. And then this next measure is also exactly the same. That's the same too. 13, which is a little different than 9. So let's play through measure 13, pinching 5 and 1. Then I've got the 3rd string with my pointer, 4th string, back to the 1st, 4th string again, and then the thumb does the 6th string because we're going to go back to that intro part. So play it slow, 3, 4. The whole thing repeats from measure 1, and then we go to the 2nd ending. So instead of 13, we have 14. And it starts the same. We've got that big old stretch here. I won't explain the whole thing because it's the same, pinching 5 and 1. That's all the same, the first half of the measure, so I won't explain it. And what we do here is we have a heavy thumb where he's hitting 4 and 3. And he's sliding all the way up to the 9th fret. Donation pitch. If you're still watching this video, then I believe Mike's music method has provided your life with value through music making, merriment, education, and joy. To return that favor, Mike simply asks that you abide by the value for value model. If this video has given value to your life, give Mike some value back. This could be a beautiful drawing or an encouraging email. It could also be a monetary donation to Mike's music method through PayPal or Patreon or Venmo or a check in the snail mail. All the links are in the description below. This would be great. The more money you give to Mike for these videos, the more these videos will reach more people, which means your donation will be giving tons and tons of people a free finger-picking education. And what's cooler than that? So help Mike make more videos, and you'll be helping some youngin' somewhere get a great education in the John Hurt Classic. And the more you give to Mike, the more time he's able to make more videos to educate more people. And now that you're hypnotized, empty your entire bank account to Mike's Music Method's PayPal. You don't need any money to live. You can eat worms and bugs and survive fine. Give Mike all your money. Donate every dollar you have to Mike's Music Method. Thank you. Dream of this video as you sleep tonight. Oh, my eyes hurt from staring at the light of the camera. I asked for it. You don't have to give me all your money. Fine. Karma wins. Fine. Just give me some of your money. Ugh. So here's kind of our first, I don't know if you call it a bridge or just a second section of the song. It is very goofy. Let's do it. So we've got 9 and 9 barred. So we're basically doing this like G shape E chord, if that makes sense, right? If you were to build that like a G shape chord, but from the 12th fret. So you got this big old E chord here. Our thumb is doing 5 and then a heavy, hitting 4 and 3, and then 5, 4. We've got thumb on 5, heavy thumb, then thumb again on 5, and then we're going all the way to the 1st string, 12th fret with the pinky. Then thumb on 4 and pointer on 3. So it ends like that. So then the next measure, 16, starts with a pinch between 5 and 1. 3rd string, then 4th. So pinch 5, 1. I'm doing this with my ring, but you can use your middle. Then index on the 3rd string, thumb on 4. Then immediately back to the 1st string, but I lift my pinky and I have my middle finger down on the 10th fret. So now it's like an E7 chord, barring the 9s, and then my middle finger is on 10. So again, we have, then we lift it up and play that first string. Then the second half of the measure, fifth, and the pinky goes back down on the first string, thumb on fourth, index on third. So there's the ending of it. And that whole measure, 3, 4. 3, 4. Measure 17, same chord, but still a different rhythm pattern. We're gonna hit 5, then the pointer finger's on the third string. Then I'm pinching 4 and 1, thumb and middle, and I have the pinky down on 12. So 5, 3, pinch 4 and 1, and then right back to 3. Cool little pattern. Then the second half of the measure is 5. Then we lift the pinky and play the 10th fret. Then the thumb on 4, and then the pointer on 3. 5, 1, 4, 3. So all of measure 17. Measure 18 is the same as 16 except for the very last note. He lifts it up because he's changing the chord here, and so that third string is just open at the end. Otherwise, it's exactly the same as 16. Measure 19, I'm doing a D shape, but it is way up on the 9th and the 10th frets, which give us an A major chord. Right, if you move that D all the way up to 9, 10, 9, got a D, or sorry, an A. D shape A chord. And our thumb's just gonna go back and forth between 5 and 4 here. But we got this cool little pattern on 19. So thumb alone on 5, pointer fingers on the third string. Then I'm pinching 4 and 1 with thumb in middle. Then my pointer's on the second string. So you're going to be moving a bit. Pointer here is on the third, then the pointer's on the second. Now again, you can do the ring finger. Most people aren't comfortable with it, so I'll explain it the other way, as I just did. And then the second half of the measure is going to be thumb on 5, middle on the first string, thumb on 4, pointer on the third string. So 5, 1, 4, 3. So all together, 3, 4. One more time. Measure 20, the same chord, but a different pattern yet again. So we're pinching 5 and 1, thumb in the middle, second string with my pointer. Then thumbs on 4. And here you can use your pointer or your middle, but he's brushing the top 2 strings here. So pinch, then a brush, then the 5th string, brush the top 2 again, 4th string, open, and then we move, and I'm just gonna slide my ring finger down to get to the 7th fret for the next measure. And that's the last note we hit there, so really slow. One more time. Measure 21, it's like a very simplified D chord. I just have that 7 where I told you to go with the ring finger. And then my first finger is playing the note A, which is the 5th fret of the first string here. And we're gonna pick through that. Similar to the last measure, to 20. So 21 is here, pinching 5 and 1 with my middle, should be thumb and middle actually. Then I'm doing pointer on the second string, thumbs on the 4th, and then I brush the top 2. And then it kind of keeps going the same way the other measure did. 5, brush the top 2 again, thumb on 4, and then we move again, but I'm gonna move this time with my pointer finger to the 5th fret. And you'll know why when we get to the next measure. But let's do this measure first. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. How is he doing it? How is her doing it? Does your brain hurt yet? Are your fingers like not cooperating? It might not be fun at this point in the video. So if this is so far beyond your skill level that it isn't fun, Don't worry, I know that feeling. Whenever I try to learn a Chet Atkins song, I just put my guitar away and I go, this isn't fun anymore, Chet. You've turned this beautiful art form into some Olympic event, and I don't want to take part in it. I want to make art. I don't want to be involved in your Olympic event, Chet. John Hurt. I don't want to be involved in this Olympic thing. I thought we were here to play music and make art. And now here you are doing some outrageous athletic high-level performance, and I don't want any part in it. So if you feel that way, don't worry. I sometimes feel that way too. Take a break. Sit on the few measures that you have. Long-term goal. Maybe you come back to it in the future. Relax. If you learned a little bit, feel proud. You got a new finger pick and chop. But if some of you are still with me, so let's finish it off. Measure 22, we kind of have like an A/E chord, I guess. I've got 5th fret with my pointer finger on the 2nd string. Then the 6th fret with my middle finger on the 3rd string. And we're going to pinch 6 and 1. Thumb in middle. Then I hit the 2nd string with my pointer. Then my thumb goes all the way to the 3rd string. So a big leap, 6 to 3, and then right back to the 2nd. So pinch, 2nd, 3rd string, 2nd. And then the measure ends just 6, 1, and then thumb on 3. So a really simple ending. So the whole thing. And then this is really cool. Going into 23, we just move that same shape down 2 frets. So now I'm on 3 and 4. Oh, ends a little different, sorry. So it starts the same, pinching 6 and 1. 2nd string with my pointer. Thumbs goes all the way to the 3rd string, back to the pointer. Then the second half of the measure, we can lift up our hand and we do 6, 1. Then thumb does the 4th string open. Then my pointer hits the 1st fret here. And I would actually do it as the bar. Because we kind of go just like that intro, right? It's a complete turnaround here. Back to the intro. So one more time. 3, 4. You can lift it. Whoop. That should have been the 4th string. So one more time. 3, 4. Yeah, and we go back into the part that we already know. So let's keep going. 24, we slid into it again. It's just a thumb on the 5, then thumb on 4, a quick 3, and then we walk down with our thumb on the 5th string, 4th fret, 3rd, and we've seen 25 before, and 26. Have we seen this? Remember, down below for any of these sections, once you get down a section, use the timestamps down below to jump to where I do the slow run-throughs. Right now I'm just giving you all of it measure by measure, but you might not be watching this video in order, so use the timestamps. Right now I'd really recommend jumping ahead and focusing on that bridge that we just ran through. Make sure you can play it at a nice slow tempo. Learning a little bit really well it's a much better approach than doing the whole thing poorly. So if this is a lot, stop now, bookmark this video, and practice the slow run-throughs. Do that for a week or 2 weeks maybe, whatever your skill level is. Then you can come back and try the next part. So we did the bridge. It would repeat again all the way back to 15, and instead of doing ending 1, which was 28, we do 29, and really nothing new to explain here. We are on measure 30, and we have yet again a different section of this song, but it's so fun, so let's do it. Alright, it's really goofy, but it's not that hard. I have got my pinky planted on the 5th fret of the E string. Sorry, I keep moving my guitar. I'm standing today, I'm tired of sitting. So I'm doing back and forth between so my pinky's planted, 5th fret of the E string. My ring finger is on the 4th fret of the D string, and I'm going back and forth between them. Thumb, middle, thumb, and then I descend that 4th string to the 3rd fret. Thumb, middle, thumb. Then we keep going to the next measure here, 31. Thumb, middle, thumb. but it was on the 2nd fret. So 4, 3, 2, then we have this little walk. Got 4th fret on the A string, open on the G. 3rd fret on the A string, open on the G. And then we've seen this before, measure 32. But it's a little bit sparse. I've got thumb alone, then I'm pinching the 2 and 3. Then I'm pinching 5 and 1 with the pinky down on the 4th fret. And then measure 33, goes to that A, stretched out A. Really simple. Thumb alone, pinch the 4th and the 1st, pinch 5 and 1, and then thumb alone on the 4th. Really hoppy sound. That whole part repeats, right? Just those 4 bars repeat. And then we end it with the next measure here, 34. Starts the same way, but it's goofier. So we got that 4 and 5 again. I'm doing 4th string first, 4th, but then quickly hitting the 3rd string. I know that sounds very dissonant, but I swear on the recording that's what John Hurt is doing. Got 4, 5, 4, then open on the 3rd string. Then we descend to the 3rd fret of the D string. We go back and forth on those, but then quickly hit the 2nd string open. So we have these weird little opens. And then the next measure, 35, it starts kind of like an A chord. He's doing thumb on 4, pointer on 3, and then we have a similar walk, but it's different. So we got 2 and 2, 4th string, 3rd string. Then I go to the 4th fret on the A string. Then I hit the 3rd string open. Then I do open on both of those, open on the 5th, open on the 3rd. Then I go to the 2nd fret on the 6th string, open on the 3rd. And again, I know that 3rd sounds really dissonant, but when it's palm muted and up to speed, it's more of a percussive effect. So those 2 measures, 3, 4. And then that familiar part again here, and 36, and this is familiar too. And we keep going. Yeah, I'm just double checking to make sure it is the same, and it is. So we've seen all that material. I know it's a lot, but we're nearly there. Now my lighting is like red today. The last video I did, things were blue, and now I'm artificially orange. Gah! Come on, lighting experts, comment below, help me out. If you're enjoying these videos and you know anything about lighting, value for value model, give me some tips back, give me a Zoom call, help me set up this lighting. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't be orange. Let's jump to measure 49 in the tab. This is sometimes replacing measure 33. It's just another really goofy way to play this descending part where we got those 4 and 5s. So we talked about that one where you got the quick open on the 3rd string, quick open on the 2nd string, but here's a different walk that he incorporates sometimes. Similar to the other one, but a little different. He's hitting both the 2s on the 4th string. Then he's doing 4th on the A string. Then it's open D, open on the A string, open D, 2nd fret on the 6th string, open D. So different kind of walk on that string. Those 2 one more time, 3, 4. And then the familiar part. We won't talk about song flow here. This is one of these songs, there's different versions of Hurt doing it, and he kind of jumps around quite a bit. So depending if you're going to sing it or not, I'm going to leave the song flow up to you. But know that he does go back to the top. He does both of those different interludes again. And here is the coda. So I'm going to show you that. If you got the tab, measure 43. It's a very goofy coda. The beginning's familiar. I don't think it's anything new. But that measure there, 44, ends different. So we've seen the beginning of 44 before. Got 2 and 4 down, we're pinching 5 and 1, then the 2nd string, then lift the pinky, pinch both of them open, 4 and 1, pinky goes right back down. So we've seen that, but here was where different. We have the thumb on 5, and then I'm hitting the second string, and I slide it up to 5. And I'm just gonna lift up the rest of the chord. You don't need to hold it down. But then the second I get to 5, I'm hitting the 4th string open. So that whole measure. One more time, 3, 4. Yeah. And then we'll go to 45. I have noticed that I can't speak at the same time while playing John Hurt and thinking of the strings, so forgive me. Forgive my stuttering. This song is difficult. I need to rehearse it more. This is a really weird measure. We keep in mind we're kind of got that like A chord idea with the stretch, but here the pinky's on the 2nd string. And maybe just hold so we just slid, so never mind. We just slid from that note. So it's our ring fingers on the 5. And now we're gonna pinch 5 and 2. And then my middle finger's playing open right after that. Yeah, and then we're jumping to that A position. And I'm gonna pinch 4 and 2. So I got this. Pinch 4 and 2. And then immediately the 3rd string. And then open on the 5th string. Pretty cool, huh? And then pinch 4 and 1, but the pinky's down on the 5th fret of the 1st string. So 3, 4. One more time. Yeah, and then 46, we're almost there. Another really goofy measure that I have to rehearse as well. We got that 4 and 5 idea. I'm pinching 4 and 1, and then immediately hitting 1 again. So keep in mind, I am doing that alternating, pinching with thumb and middle, and then immediately playing the pointer finger to get that quick double. Then I've got the 4th string again, and then I'm using my pointer to hit the 3rd string, and that's the note A. That's barred with this 1st finger here, the 2nd fret. So 4 and 1, 1 again, 4, 3. A lot of movement with that index finger to make that happen, but it's doable because you got a little rhythm break in there. And then we drop that ring finger to the 3rd fret, right? We've seen this descending thing before. And it's pinching 4 and 1, 3rd string, thumb again on 4, and then the 1st string. Let's put that whole measure together. 3, 4. And we just end on a big old A chord. Slow run throughs. We're going to do this section by section. So we'll just call this section A, which is going to take us to 14. Well, we'll do the first ending, then the second. So 3, 4. Oh, remember, all the tabs are free. mikesmusicmethod.com. 3, 4. Well, listen, there's pickup too. 2, 3, 4. Yeah! From measure 15, the second section here, to the repeat, and back again for the second ending, very slow because it is hard. 2, 3, 4. Repeats. Rushing it, sorry. Sorry, 22, 3, 4. Oh yeah, I'm learning with you, slow and steady. If that's too quick, slow it down even a little more. Go to that custom setting, drop it down to 0.9 speed, 0.8 speed, and let's do the final section. Measure 30, this kind of final section here. 2, 3, 4. Repeats. And we'll keep going. Back to the top, and let's rehearse the coda together. Measure 43 in the tab. 2, 3, 4. Oh. Holy cow! Mississippi John Hurt, Candyman.